have ourselves double XP week again. It ends May 12 right before season 2 arrives. So no, you will not have double XP when season 2 gets here at 3 p.m. Eastern, because this will end right before that. But keep in mind that this is only for gameplay experience. So any conquest goals that give you experience, or any reward path along the other programs that also give you experience, that will not be double. The April monthly awards program is one that is filled with experience, stubs, packs, and miscellaneous items such as bat skins, as well as 18 non-sellable set 1 cards that you might as well add to the Chipper Jones, Babe Ruth, and Pedro Martinez set 1 collections. The fastest way to do this program is gonna be with moments starting off. You are going to get yourself 36 total program points out of completing each and every single one of these moments. With 36 program points, you will be able to obtain Mark Pryor, you will be able to obtain Carlos Santana, as well as 4 out of the 5 95 overall monthly awards choice pack choices. Once you complete that, we're heading into April Tops now, and it has us at 98 program points despite us having a total of 106. Why? I do not know. It's just bugged. But if you have not kept up with the April Tops Now program and you're not at 98 program points, I would advise you to skip this step. But if you're here, congratulations. You're gonna go and do the Tops Now Week 5 moments. That is going to give you a total of 18 program points out of the 24 that we need. Inside of those 18 program points, we are going to get ourselves 7 set 1 cards that we will be adding to the squad inside of Diamond Dynasty. That's a mixture of monthly awards as well as Tops Now cards. Why? Because we have week 5 players Tops Now to get 1,000 PXP with, and getting 1,000 PXP is gonna allow us to complete this reward path and get these 295 overalls that are essential to the April monthly awards program. They are essential because there is an optional collection. If you've kept up with April Tops Now and have completed the reward path, you will get yourself, for collecting all 8 non-sellable already cards, 15 additional program points that will allow you to not have to do all PXP missions or all stat missions, or even have to play online inside of events to complete the April monthly awards program. Before diving into stat missions and PXP missions, please hit that like button, red subscribe button, notification bell, and check out the description. We might have something you like. For completing the PXP missions, keep in mind that none of these are repeatable. You will receive a total of 79 program points, and for completing these 5 stat missions, you will receive 35 total program points, and if you combine them together, that is 114 program points. So from just completing the stat missions, PXP mission, and moments, you will be able to get 150 total program points and obtain that 99 overall lightning card Matt Chapman without having to do the optional Tops Now collections or ever playing an event game. But if you want to do the stat missions as well as PXP missions a whole lot more efficiently, we're gonna talk about online first. And the event, which is time limited, is going to give you 1 program point per win. So this will allow you to complete it a whole lot faster. How will it even be better for you? Well, because this event requires you to use monthly awards and Tops Now cards as well as live series in order to build your squad. So not only will you be knocking out the Tops Now week 5 PXP missions that you need to complete in order to get those 295s, but you will also be able to knock out the monthly awards PXP missions as well as stat missions in order to obtain 95 overall Tops Now Matt Carpenter and 97 overall Tops Now Sean Manea. Another reason why events would be very efficient and beneficial is because it is more likely that you get a saves in events than versus the CPU, whether you're playing Conquest, play versus CPU, or mini seasons, because you most likely are going to be blowing them out of the water. Now, if you're not, don't be mad. That's actually beneficial to you because you will be able to get the saves instead of having to walk the bases loaded and give up inside the park home runs, so the score is within 3 whenever the hitter on deck is up next, or whatever the occasion may be for it to be a save opportunity. It also will be easier for you to get stolen bases, because for some reason, whenever you are about to steal against the CPU knows, and they will either pick you off or do a quick slide step in order to get it to the catcher as soon as possible. PXP missions will also be better to do online, because there is a multiplier online that is higher than you playing on rookie difficulty or whatever difficulty you are playing on against the CPU. But if online isn't for you and you want to grind it out through offline game modes, then play versus CPU is going to be the most time efficient. Why, you might ask? Well, because if you need pitching PXP and hitters PXP, you can easily play against the CPU. I would highly suggest facing the Nationals, because they are the worst hitting team. You could play at home, and you can play at one of the highest elevation fields. 3 of the highest elevation fields that you do not need a custom stadium to play at is Shieldwoods Park. The next one is going to be Laughing Mountain Park. And then last but not least, you have yourself Coors Field. These are 3 that you do not need to go ahead and download a custom stadium. But if you want to go ahead and download a custom stadium, then get any parallel XP park. It's going to be max elevation with short walls that will allow you to get a ton of extra base hits. Now, yes, you might give up a ton of runs with your starting pitchers, relief pitchers, whatever it is you're using to face the CPU, but do not take the pitchers out, because the point of you playing is not to win the game. Instead, the point of you playing is to complete both stat missions and PXP missions. So let the pitcher pitch until his arm falls off. The next most efficient offline game mode is going to be Conquest, and they went ahead and dropped a new Conquest map, the Seattle Mariners City Connect, where you can get yourself this very sexy looking uniform. I mean, who would not want to rock it? The black pants are decent, but they're not the best in the world, but we will take them at the end of the day. So you will be able to go ahead with whatever squad it is you need PXP and stat missions for, and play the CPU and be working on getting yourselves hidden rewards, as well as completing this Conquest map so you never have to deal with it again. Not only that, but there are repeatable Conquest maps that you can also work on if you really enjoy Conquest, such as Smooth Jazz or Nation of Baseball, to continue getting yourselves rewards. Third but not least is going to be Classic Mode mini seasons. Why? Because they have a goal that is repeatable called Total Base Veteran, which on veteran difficulty, for every 50 total bases, you will get yourself 5 standard packs, 1,500 XP, and 1,000 stubs. The reason why this is not the most time efficient is because most of the times you're gonna have to quit out until you play your home games, or you're gonna have to rebuild the squad each and every single time. And if you haven't noticed already, inside of mini seasons, there is no way to filter for just tops now. So if you have a ton of high overall diamonds, you're gonna spend a lot of time replacing each and every single diamond for whichever diamond it is that you need PXP or stat missions for. Reviewing the cards, we start off with 99 overall Matt Chapman that has great contact without runners in scoring position, but once he does have runners in scoring position, it drops all the way to 101 because that is his clutch. He plays third base with shortstop as his secondary. 90 fielding, 87 reaction means diamond fielding animations at third and gold reaction animations, and then having 82 speed is very good for a third baseman. His quirks unfazed is good, and Rally Monkey is good as well, but they could have been a bit better. 98 overall Zach Gallen, 4-seam knuckle curve cutter, circle change, and slider. Not a bad arsenal. 104 hit per 9, 98 pitching clutch. Inside of his quirks, he has break outlier. That's really the only thing that stands out. 98 overall Luis Arraez has max contact whether there are no runners in scoring position or there are runners in scoring position. He is a second base primary that has secondary positions of corner infield, shortstop, and left field. 58 speed is not bad. He has gold fielding and gold reaction at second base. You take him to a secondary, it drops to silver fielding and silver reaction until you parallel him up to parallel 3, and then it returns to gold. This is a very usable card. Reminds me a lot of the Team Affinity Jeff McNeil, and it might be even better than him if Luis Arraez has a great swing. Oh baby, we got ourselves a left-handed closing pitcher, Jose Alvarado, 112 hit per 9, 114 pitching clutch. He has a sinker, cutter, 12-6, and 4-seam. So his arsenal is not the greatest in the world. He does have outlier on the sinker. Why is his arsenal not the greatest in the world? Because the only off-speed pitch is truly that 12-6. So any good player is going to say, okay, I'm just going to sit back whenever I see it coming in a little bit slower and drop the PCI because that's the only off-speed movement he has. But you're only bringing him in to face lefties at the end of the day, and with the arsenal that he has, it's still going to be a nightmare to hit against them. Brent Rooker got himself a 98 overall card, left field primary, bronze fielding and reaction with 61 speed and 93 clutch. This guy is just a great power hitter. It's going to most likely be a good battle royale card at best, but in terms of ranked, I don't really see him going out there and competing with any of the outfielders we have. 97 overall, April monthly awards, Yenier Cano, 120 hit per 9, 116 pitching clutch. He has a sinker, circle change, slider, and a fastball, and he has outlier on the sinker. He is a relief pitcher, so he does benefit from Trevor Hoffman's boost. This is going to be a very used card. 97 overall, Yandy Diaz. You guys know how I feel about first basemen. Yes, he has secondary positions, but he plays them at bronze fielding and bronze reaction. This card is another one that is not too great based on attributes, but on quirks, it is going to play a lot better. Still not worth putting at first, second, or third, or even the outfield with the other options that we have inside of the game. Onaheim has 125 clutch, so with runners in scoring position, he's gonna have max clutch. Remember that. Without them in scoring position, it's just versus left versus righties. He might struggle a little bit, has a great arm for a catcher, but the only quirk he has is unfazed. So unfortunately, he is a good card, but not as good as the lower overall switch hitting catcher we have inside this monthly awards program. 97 overall, Jared Kelenic, 99 clutch, 121 contact versus left, 94 versus right. He's gonna have gold fielding animations, but he is going to have bronze reaction animations out there in left field. No quirks, so this card is an L. 97 overall, Jorge Mateo. His contact is decent, but his clutch is an 89. At this point in the game cycle, we don't want anything below a 95. So not a great card, but at shortstop, 89 fielding with 78 reaction is not bad. He's most likely going to be a pinch runner in many teams because of the 99 speed, stealing, and base running aggressiveness. Last but not least, out of the 97 overall choice pack, we have ourselves James Outman. Same thing as Jorge Mateo. The clutch does not speak out to us. He does have diamond fielding animations and gold reaction animations with 90 speed at center field. No quirks, so that makes this card an L as well. 95 overall round starts off with Dairo Estrada that has great contact versus right without runners in scoring position, and he meets the clutch 95 threshold that we would want. But at second base, he has bronze fielding animations with common reaction. He does have 90 speed, so at best, he's looking to be a pinch runner. 95 Brandon Marsh has maxed out clutch, so this guy can definitely come in to pinch hit if you needed him, and he could play the outfield if you needed him to as well, because he has 91 speed, 91 fielding, meaning diamond animations, but gold reactions. That is good enough. He's a first pitch hitter. The quirks aren't really outstanding, so he doesn't go out of his way to beat any of the outfielders we have in the game. 95 overall, Justin Steele, 106 hit per 9, 102 pitching clutch, 4-seam slider, sinker, sweep, and curve circle change. The only quirk he has is break outlier. He is not a good card based on his attributes and pitching arsenal. The only reason why he might stand out and be used is because he is a lefty and we don't have a ton of left-handed starting pitchers. 95 overall, Jack Suwinski. As soon as I saw 60 contact versus left, I said ew. But then I saw 125 clutch and I said, okay, with runners in scoring position, he is a much better card. But are you always going to have a runner in scoring position, especially facing a lefty whenever he comes up to hit? It's very unlikely, more than likely. So overall, not a great card, and the quirks don't really stand out either. He has silver fielding animations, bronze reaction at center field with 82 speed. That's just not doable. Alex Young, circle change, sinker, 12-6, 4-seam, and a cutter. He is a relief pitcher, so he benefits from Trevor Hoffman's captain boost. 108 hit per 9, 104 pitching clutch. He has no quirks whatsoever. That's the only real knock on him. Looking at our captains, this 95 overall Carlos Santana might be one of, if not the best card that we receive inside the April monthly awards program. Why? Because he is a switch hitting catcher that, without having runners in scoring position, the lowest contact is 117 versus right, and then it's maxed out versus left. But with runners in scoring position, he has maxed out contact since he has 125 clutch. He plays the catcher position. A 78 arm strength is good enough, and 46 speed as a catcher is something you will take. In terms of quirks, he doesn't have a great amount of quirks, but knowing how good his swing is, he will play above his attributes regardless. Last but not least, 95 overall Mark Pryor, 100 hit per 9, 123 pitching clutch. The pitching clutch obviously stands out. He only has a 4-seam slurve curveball changeup, so not exactly the best outlier, and he doesn't have any outlier on quirks. I meant to say not the best arsenal. The only reason you would use him is if you were building an April monthly awards program squad and you would want to have his captain boost being equipped. With that being said, we will be back with another video tonight for the conquest, so stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, check out the description. We might have something you like. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.